Hello, Henry from Belgium here. Today, a video about LEGO set 4025 Fireboat from 1982. Loyal viewers know that I collect as many sets as possible from the period 1975 to 1996, no matter what it has as its theme or sub-theme. But collecting everything is of course impossible. I divide my collection into certain categories and sub-collections. In this case, within the boats sub-theme, I wanted a collection of all fireboats that were produced between 1975 and 1996. And now with this set, I have all four complete. My first one was set 316, Firefighting Launch from 1978. That is a model without minifigs. And with this boat, I also noticed that it's full of water fire pumps, consisting of LEGO Technic parts. After this one comes this 4025 Fireboat from 1982 that I have recently found, and I will look at it in detail today. I don't always understand how LEGO does their numbering, but the 4020 came out 5 years later after the 4025, and so that is this Firefighter from 1987. And finally, the 4031 Firefighter from 1991. This is clearly the most extensive and largest of all four, with as extra a helipad and helicopter. The 4020 and 4025 are quite similar, but it's also interesting to take a closer look at this fireboat in a separate video. So here we go. A box with numerous images, and above all, good inspiration for alternative constructions. The box still looks decent after 42 years. Only the inner box has some minor damage. Unfortunately, the manual is perforated. I will replace that in the future by buying a nice copy that I can find on Bricklink. For now, we'll build the set with this one. An awkward format when unfolded, but that is typical of the early 1980s, and moreover, the images are drawings rather than photos. But I have the impression that everything is clear, and building will not be that difficult. I have a total of 150 pieces here, including the minifigs, mainly white, red and blue basic bricks, but what immediately struck me is that there are rubber hoses in the set. It's the first time I see that in a fireboat set. Furthermore, 3 hoses in the form of a rope, some tools, and also some yellow accents. The minifigs have a classic firefighter torso with a black helmet. Personally, I prefer a white helmet like in the later sets, because it gives a nice accent and contrast, but every firefighter has a red air tank as a nice extra, so a black helmet is a better choice to match the red of the tank. The captain has the same uniform and a black cap. The individual parts of the captain are not unique, but it does not appear in any other set in this combination, so the minifig is unique because of that cap. Now I will start assembling the base of the boat. It has a total length of 30 centimeters, and it consists of 5 ready-made pieces. And this is where the big difference lies with the 2 boats that were produced afterwards. On these 2 models, the base consists of 1 large piece of hard plastic, which gives you the option to create an additional space below deck, just like on a real boat, with an engine or relaxation room, for example. These models are also slightly wider, and the 4031 is also longer because of the helipad. I do see that the 2 old models here have some kind of hook at the front. You can attach a rope to it to pull your boat forward in the water. This apparently disappeared with the 2 subsequent models. Since there are no rooms downstairs, the 4025 and the earlier 316 logically have fewer parts. You have to click the base together using the fixed gray plates. And you start building the rest on top of it. You can't set up much more than a wheelhouse, a water cannon, and some extras, which makes the building experience not that challenging. But that doesn't really matter to me. I still enjoy working with a specific Lego set. There is always something fun to discover in terms of parts and pieces. Here I'm building a control box, and I suspect this also includes the buttons to control the platform. In the sets from the 80s, it was customary to work with stickers and often stick them over different bricks. Therefore, if you want to build something else and you are not careful, the stickers tear easily, and that's what happened here to one of them. I also noticed that the white parts are somewhat discolored and dirty. And the overall condition of the other parts isn't great either, so I will replace some parts in the future. The nice thing about this boat, just like the 3 others, is that you can really make it sail. There are 3 black weights included, which you can attach to the bottom of the boat. It's also possible to hang a motor on it. So when the weather gets good here in Belgium, I will definitely do some sailing tests with the 4 boats. Now that I see the end result, the condition is not that bad. I see that I have all the stickers, which is always a nice added value. A conclusion that I have to make is that the rubber hoses do not actually serve as extra water hoses to fight the fire, but as part of the hydraulic platform. It bothers me a bit, and it attracts a lot of attention. For me, that wasn't really necessary. Those hoses were included as an eye-catcher and fun feature of that time, I guess. It seems more logical to use the hoses in combination with the water cannon, as shown here on the back of the box, in an alternative construction. Now there is no connection between the water cannon and these parts. What's nice is that the water cannon can tilt up and down, as well as rotate 360 degrees. And there are also 3 separate hoses, so certainly a lot of equipment to fight the fire. Also some accessories such as the air tanks, axes, and a walkie-talkie. I always find it a pity when there is only one in a set. It's always more fun when the minifigs can talk to each other with their own walkie-talkie. The wheelhouse has a folding roof and a classic steering wheel, but no extra bricks with a phone or electronics, although those bricks already existed in 1982. One of these slope bricks could have had a print to make it a little more special. And here on the side, I would have liked to place a 1x3 tile, and at the front, a 1x4 tile, so that it would have a nice, smooth finish. Finally, an extra fire helmet would also have been a nice addition, so that the captain could also fight the fire in an emergency. But these are all details, and perhaps there was no extra budget for this, I guess. It seems like I'm being very critical, but that's not my intention. I actually think it's a nice set. Only the position of the rubber hoses seems a bit unfortunate to me. This 4025 is actually an upgrade of the 316. I think the designers have succeeded in this. Owning a fireboat with minifigs was already a big thing at that time. The 4031 is an upgrade of the 4020, and the designers have also succeeded in this for me. You can clearly see that the 4031 is larger, it has a helipad, and other nice extras have been added. So they offer something better for every new model throughout the LEGO history. For me, this 4025 deserves a place in my collection, because I now have all 4 fireboats from my collecting period. I find it fascinating to see the evolution and how the designers worked with the bricks that were available at the time. And every set from that period has always a historical value for me, and it's also worth discovering and collecting every set that I find. Feel free to comment below this video, and don't forget to subscribe, it's free. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.